Welcome to the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast, your one-stop shop for television, movie, video games, comic books, book reviews, and more. Now, without further ado, here's Steven and Mike.
Welcome, everybody, to the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast / show. We are so glad that you are joining us this evening. We're doing a little different night tonight. Why are we doing a different night tonight, Mr. Mike? Oh, wait, I'm your host, co-host Stephen Boster, along with my co-host, Mr. Mike Shanks. Mike, say hey to everybody.
Good evening to all you geeks out there in Geekdom land.
Oh, look, we still have finale Book of Boba Fett discussion up.
Oh, well, you should have changed that with all the trouble I had to get in.
I know. I got so distracted by all that. Oh, man.
I don't think we can change it while we're live, can we?
No, we could end it and come back.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Hopefully people will get that we're not talking about Boba Fett tonight.
Right. I can update it, but it won't update wherever it's showing until there's...
Yeah. I guess it is what it is.
Angela, why y'all gotta go live? I about to go to bed.
I'm heading there soon too, so
right. Here we go. You had one job, Steven.
Nice.
That is true, by golly. I had one job.
So yeah, why are we live on a Tuesday night?
That's because we were both gone last weekend.
Yep.
And actually, it was all my fault. My scheduling. My wife had an event at Fairmont Hot Springs, and so I got to join her.
Is that the place that we went to when we went there?
No, that was Bozeman Hot Springs.
Oh, okay.
So it's a different hot springs. It's about an hour and a half from here.
Okay.
Just on the other side of Butte, Montana. And so I've been to 3 hot springs in Montana.
Wow.
Probably, making the tour.
I've been to one.
You've been to one? So here's what happened. The water was 96 degrees, natural hot springs. It was great.
Wow.
But outside, it was like 20 degrees. So my head was freezing. So I ended up getting a little bit of a cold, and I'm just now getting off the major part of it and stuff. So
maybe you should have got a Jane hat.
Oh, a Jane hat. Yes. Yes.
You should have wore a Jane hat while you were there. That would have been funny.
All right. Well, that's why we're doing this. So Mike actually got to get a chance to get away with his beautiful bride as well. And so that's why we're doing this, because we have to have a podcast release on Friday, because we do a podcast every Friday. You can download those. But once we've gone doing this wonderful, fun live thing and having interactions with everybody, it's just been a blast. So everybody, I goofed up. I forgot to change the title. I got so distracted. And so really tonight we are talking about the women of Batman.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm going to put up so everybody can see that, and it'll be out for everybody. Why are we doing the women of Batman? Because what else do we have coming up on Saturday? When we meet Saturday, we're doing
Hush.
Or
should I say Hush?
Right. No spoilers here. We're kind of doing a couple of weeks of Batman because Mike and I are both big Batman fans. Of course, I may have to turn in my Batman card tonight after some of the discussions we're going to have tonight, because we were prepping for this, everybody, and I was like, who's this?
Oh, there's a couple in there I don't know either. So
yeah. So, but we're gonna have a lot of fun tonight. We're talking about the women of Batman. Saturday, please join us. Saturday morning, we're going to be talking about Hush, the novels, or excuse me, the comic books and the movie. We're comparing those. I'm halfway through the comics. I watched the movie last night, and I'm like, they are different.
Yeah, I know.
So,
we're going to have a lot to talk about Saturday morning.
We are going to have a lot to talk about. It's Angela says it's huge. The comic is huge. Yes, it is, by golly.
Well, it's 12 issues long too, so it's spanned a year.
Whew. Yeah. So so that's Hush. So then what we're doing after that is we're going to, I think that moves us right into the movie, right?
Well, no, we're going to revisit Boba Fett because we should have a guest.
That's right. Special guest.
Again, I don't want to say who the special guest is just yet, just because he hasn't made another reply, but I think we've got him.
Okay.
It's just everything's not concrete yet, so I don't want to say anything yet. So that's all.
Sure.
I can say this. It's not who I originally had planned as our guest. This kind of came in, unexpectedly. Let's just put it that way.
Right. That it will be fun. So then we hit the Batman movie.
We hit the Batman movie.
Lead up to the movie, and then we'll talk about the movie and stuff. So I'm pretty excited about it. The movie, because we're Batman fans.
Yes. Okay, I have to say, tonight's topic, my wife was the one who suggested it. So
yes,
yeah.
Kudos to Brenda, because it was a fabulous is a fabulous idea.
I thought it was pretty cool. I liked it.
Yeah, we have to give credit where credit's due. So, Angela.
Yeah, I wish Michael Keaton was the guest.
Everybody, Angela says, so I shouldn't get excited that Michael Keaton is the special guest.
You can get excited about that, but no, it's not Michael Keaton. And Saturday's Star Wars, so I don't know if Michael Keaton knows anything about Star Wars. After all, he's Batman.
We're doing a season overview of Boba Fett.
Yes.
Boba Fett.
This Saturday is Hush. Man,
This Saturday is Hush.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm getting things messed up. All right, let's get on to today's topic.
Today's topic, everybody. Mike, tell us the story about how this topic came to be.
Well, I just did. My wife suggested it, so.
well, it was Mike asked Steven, what are we going to do? I don't know. What do you want to do? Because we had other things planned for later. And
that's the way ours always go. We got things planned out for like the next 3 weeks, but then the current week, it's like, I don't know. What are we doing this week? I don't know. So Brenda threw it out. She's like, how about Women of Batman? I was like, oh, okay. That's cool. So I did a search. I just wanted to come up with some lists and stuff. And CBR.com had 3 lists that I liked, and I presented those to Steven, and he liked them too. So we're going to start off with, now again, this is CBR's list, not our list. So
right. So CBR's list, I think it's important to notate that, one, our source is CBR. We're interacting with their list. But you will hear us say, maybe not. And so here's the thing. We want to get your thoughts as well. So as we go through these, we have 3 lists: villains, most capable of taking over the mantle, and then also the most important women in Bruce Wayne's life.
Angie says Catwoman and Harley are her favorites.
Nice. Oh, yeah. So you should put up what Roger said. Roger says,
hey, Brian, what are we going to do today? Try and take over the world, Pinky.
Of podcasts. Pinky and the brain. Okay, we just dated ourselves. Okay. All right. Good stuff. All right, so we are starting off with the best female villains in the Batverse, okay?
Right, according to CBR.
And then we're kind of giving our thoughts on the list as well. We're just having fun, where we may agree or disagree with them. But this is all fun and fun discussions, and we want to hear from you. Okay, so we're going to count down 10 to 1, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So number 10,
good.
according to their list, is the White Rabbit. Now, I never heard of the White Rabbit. This is a character I didn't know of. So when you talk about turning in your Batman card,
right,
I might have to turn mine in. So according to the article, though, born Jaina Hudson, first villain that deserves a spot on Batman's villains list has to be the White Rabbit. Born to an American diplomat and Bollywood actress, Jaina moved from India to Gotham City at a young age and eventually grew up to be a Gotham socialite. After a brief flirtation with Bruce Wayne, imagine that, one managed to go out on a date as Batman's responsibilities took priority, and she was secretly White Rabbit. She tried to inject Batman after he was pinned by a downed Clayface, but was interrupted by the Flash. Later, she appeared in Arkham, and it was revealed she could split herself into two people, Jaina and the White Rabbit separately. Interesting.
Whoa!
Didn't know her.
I'm not familiar with White Rabbit, and all. Hey, Brian, welcome to the show. And Angela says, "What you mean from Alice in Wonderland?" Here's what it says. It says there's a little picture of a comic on the screen, and it says, she's like, "You got lucky this time, sexy bat. But remember, Alice never did catch the White Rabbit."
Yeah, so I assume that they kind of borrowed from Alice in Wonderland.
There must be some kind of connection or something like that. So yeah, and all.
Okay.
All right. Well, that's number 10. So here we go with number 9. I'll take number 9.
Okay.
All right. Number 9 is ventriloquist. There have been many. I know some of you are like, ventriloquist? He's not a female.
I know. I thought the same thing when I saw the list.
Right? I did too. There have been many iterations of the villain ventriloquist, but one of the most memorable female iterations of the character has to be Peyton Riley, the second ventriloquist. After the loss of the first ventriloquist, Arnold Wesker, Peyton emerged on the scene more prone to violence and more under the control of the Scarface persona. It was revealed Peyton herself was remorseful for her actions, but Scarface had a hold on her. She also developed a brief romance and relationship with, spoiler alert, Tommy Elliott, a.k.a. Hush. Now,
oh, wow.
And is the daughter of Irish mob boss Sean Riley, making her closely tied to a life of crime. Now, here I've got to say about this. I have not finished the book Hush, and
she doesn't.
And I watched the movie, and the identity is different in the movie, and I was like, "Oh, I knew it!" Kind of a thing. Reading this, so kind of spoiling it and stuff. So,
well, she doesn't appear in Hush at all. That's later. This apparently is later.
Right, but Tommy Elliott.
Right.
I'm like, oh, spoiler. But that's okay.
Yeah, we'll talk more about Thomas Elliott on Saturday.
On Saturday.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We're doing a Hush episode, everybody, Saturday. I'm pretty pumped about that.
I mean, I always knew about the ventriloquist, but I didn't know there was a female version of ventriloquist. So I
didn't either.
That's pretty interesting.
2 notches against our Batman cards.
I know, man. All right. Okay. I'll take number 8 then. So number 8 is Roxy Rocket. So Roxy Rocket appeared in the Batman animated series, and I vaguely remember her, but once I saw her picture, I was like, oh, okay, I think I do remember her. Right. So the article says, one of the most unique characters to appear in the Batman universe has to be Roxy Rocket. Originally created by Paul Dini and Bruce Timm, they're awesome. For the Batman animated series, Roxy was a former stunt double for a Hollywood actress who lost her job and went into a life of crime, living for the thrills of it all. Eventually, making her way into DC Comics, she appeared as both a Batman and a Batgirl villain. Battling Batgirl Stephanie Brown later on, she battles Batman first, having stolen ion thrusters from Star Labs in Gotham City, but Batman stops her.
Dun, dun, dun.
Interesting. I mean, I don't know if I would include her in the top villains, or top female villains. I don't think I would either.
Now, granted, I love Batman the Animated series.
I did too.
So, yeah.
I still do.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, if you're joining us a little bit later here, just I goofed on the title that comes out there. We're actually talking about the women of Batman. All right.
Yeah. We already did the Boba Fett finale, so you can go back and listen to that later.
Right.
Later. All right. You want to take number 7?
Yeah. Excellent. So this is Nissa Ratko, I believe. Not Ratko, but Ratko. That's how I'd pronounce it, but I could be wrong. Otherwise known as Nissa Al Ghul, Nissa Ratko is the daughter of Ra's al Ghul and the sister of Talia al Ghul, the product of a brief romance Ra's had in Russia during the 18th century. Nissa tracked down Ra's and trained under him, eventually gaining her own Lazarus pit before giving up on her father's mission entirely. It's like, what? After losing her family during World War II, Nissa became bitter and plots revenge against Ra's for failing to save her family. She kidnaps Talia, ends her, and resurrects her over and over again until she is broken and the two take over the League of Assassins.
Wow.
Whoa.
Now I didn't know a lot about Nissa. I don't know a lot about Nissa from the comic books. I actually know more about her from Arrow.
Yeah.
The TV series Arrow.
Who's Nissa? There's a Nissa? I know there's a Talia, but who's Nissa?
Right.
You know, kind of when Arrow came on. Yeah.
Right. So
I actually loved your character in Arrow.
I did too. So yeah, anybody in Ra's al Ghul's family is pretty darn cool in my book. So
yeah.
So I don't
Some
know.
people say Ra's al Ghul. Some people say Ra's al Ghul.
I say Ra's.
Yeah. We're saying Ra's, everybody. That's our headcanon. Thank you very much. I'm drinking.
All right. Number 6 is Lynx. There have been 3 people who have used this next villain's title, but for this purpose, let's focus on the second Lynx. A member of the Chinese youth gang known as Ghost Dragons, Lynx was made the leader of the gang by the British criminal mastermind King Snake. After failing to stop Robin from interfering in their work, King Snake had one of her eyes taken as a punishment.
Oh.
Now, Lynx, I didn't know anything about this character either.
There's a little bit more there, too. Scroll down just a little bit.
Oh, okay. Later on, after taking control of the gang and ousting King Snake in Gotham, Batman approached Lynx during No Man's Land, working to stop Gotham children from being trafficked. This alliance didn't last long, and the powerful combat master went on to battle the Bat family for years. Interesting, because
yes. So again, here's another scratch off my Batman card. I didn't know. Lynx. Who's Lynx?
Yeah, I didn't know that one either. But the next one I know.
But why don't you do the next one? You do the next one.
All right. Next one's one of my personal favorites. That would be, as Roger said earlier, Harley freaking Quinn. One of the most infamous, powerful foes Batman has ever had to face has to be Harley Quinn, originally a character created for the Batman animated series. Let me come back to that in a minute.
That's a neat tidbit.
Harley Quinn went on to become one of DC's most popular characters, originally the love interest and sidekick for the Joker. Harley eventually broke out on her own as a villain and an anti-hero, much like Marvel's Deadpool. Probably why everyone puts them two together, too, which I always thought was weird because I'm like, well, she's DC, he's Marvel. Anyway,
right.
Powerful in her unpredictability, she's not trusted at all by Batman, with good reason. Despite her attempts at her own brand of heroism, She was
her own brand of heroism, right?
She was even chosen recently to become a female Fury, although this, of course, didn't last long. Now, one of the interesting things about Harley Quinn, like it says, she was actually created for the animated series. And the character was so popular, so they decided, we got to pull her into the comic books. So they put Harley into the comic books. The only other character that I know of before Harley to do this would have been Batgirl. Because Batgirl made her appearance on the 60s TV series, Batman. And she was so popular.
The Adam West series.
Right. She was so popular, they put her in the comic books because she was not in the comic books before the Batman TV series.
That's interesting.
Yeah. I love Harley Quinn.
Angela brings up a great question, and it's why isn't she number 2?
Well, first of all,
would you have her number 5 on your list?
Do I?
Yeah, if you had your list, would she be number 5?
Heck no. Heck no. Harley would be. Oh.
Did you guys catch that? There was no pause. There was like, heck no.
No. Harley's either going to be 1 or 2 on my list.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right.
Yeah.
Right.
All right. You want to take the next one?
Oh, yeah. Brenda says you would have married her.
Yep. I love Harley.
Oh, my goodness. Okay. Number 4, Catwoman. The most complex villain Batman has been involved with has to be Catwoman. Maybe.
I think I agree with that. Wait till we talk about Hush.
Okay. Originally one of his greatest foes, she has evolved over the years to become one of his greatest love interests of all time. Selena Kyle is a well-known thief who has had many run-ins with Batman over the years. More recently, their off-and-on, again, romance has turned serious, very nearly ending in marriage. And while the marriage was called off, the romance still lingers between them. Catwoman is a skilled fighter, even managing to defeat Talia al Ghul in combat in recent years. This is why I think she needs to be higher than Talia al Ghul.
Oh, heck yeah. On my list, she'd be either 1 or 2.
Uh-huh. Mm-hmm.
I totally agree with you. She's higher. Definitely higher.
Mm-hmm.
So
I will, I'm thinking about this whole complex. Is she the most complex?
Oh, I think she is. By far.
Well, here's my thoughts about that.
Okay.
I think it revolves around her, not only just her relationship with Batman. That actually complicates everything. Anytime there's a relationship involved,
Batman complicates every relationship.
Right. Here, I think it's her villain to hero, anti-hero, back and forth and moving around, and just her continuous angst of where her place is, and even realistically her place in Batman's life.
Agreed. That's why I think she's the most complex.
Well, I had to think about it. Hey, everybody, Thanks for letting me process out loud.
That's just you processing it. Okay. All right. So we came to the same conclusion then.
Right. Let's see, real quick. I want to go through some of the comments. Roger, she was based off a character on Days of Our Lives, and Arlene Sorkin did her voice, and she's the actress from the soap.
This is true. Yes, Arlene Sorkin not that I watched Days of Our Lives. I only know this because of Harley Quinn's history. But Arlene Sorkin, in like some kind of dream sequence on Days of Our Lives, she appeared in a jester's costume. And Paul Dini and oh shoot, why can't I think of his name?
Tim.
Yeah, Bruce Timm.
Bruce Timm.
They liked that look. They even liked her sound. Everything about her they liked. So they created this character based off of that character. So,
oh, interesting.
Yep.
All right, Angela says that Selena is her number 3.
Okay.
Number 3. Oh, I'm interested to see what number 1 and 2 are here when we get through this list.
Right.
Okay. All right, Mike, take the next one. It's all you.
All right, number 3, Talia al Ghul. Now, I think I would agree with the placement of that, actually.
As number 3?
Yes, as number 3. Because Harley and Catwoman are either going to be 1 or 2. I just have a hard time choosing who's 1 and who's 2, but they're going to be 1 and 2. Talia al Ghul, the next most complex foe, I would agree with that, too. I mean, she might even rival Catwoman as being the most complex, but both of those women are extremely complex. The next most complex foe Batman has ever had to face has to be Talia al Ghul, the daughter of the great Ra's al Ghul, and one of the more prominent leaders of the League of Assassin. Talia once attempted to become a hero like Batman and helped the Caped Crusader on several occasions. However, after being broken by her sister Nyssa years ago, she turned to villainy full-time, rejecting Batman's love. What was that?
I'm just kidding. Go ahead. You go. Sorry.
Rejecting Batman's love, their relationship produced a son, Damian Wayne, who has chosen his father's heroic life despite his training with the League. She is often in conflict with both Batman and her son Damian. Yeah, and Batman's often in conflict with his son Damian also. Just like sometimes I am too. He's a little snot.
We should do a whole Bat Family episode.
Yeah, we might have to do that. That might be fun.
Yeah. So here, I think I love Talia al Ghul.
I do too.
I love the character. I love the finesse of the character. Here she is, the daughter of the demon, kind of a thing. When I think of Ra's al Ghul, I always remember Ra's al Ghul making a comment about, because what did he always call Batman?
The detective. The detective.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. And we don't get to see that much of the detective to a certain degree in many of the films, just how smart and brilliant he is.
Yeah, the films haven't portrayed him as the detective. You're absolutely right. But they're saying the Batman is supposed to be more. He's supposed to take more of the detective role in this film. So and being the fact that the Riddler is the main villain of this. I'm sorry, spoilers, but if you haven't seen the trailers for this movie, I would assume, we would see a lot more of the detective work, the detective side of Batman. So, Talia and Ra's always brought out the detective in Batman. So, and I think she's a fantastic villain. She's awesome.
Yeah. I'm excited about the new movie. Now, hey, I'm just going to take a real quick 30-second sidebar here.
Okay.
I watched Reacher on Amazon Prime. Absolutely love that show. But he is, ex-military, but he is big as Batman, and he is smart as a whip Batman, kind of a thing. So he is kind of like Batman, but he's just not. His superpower is not being rich. Oh gosh. So anyway, I love that show, by the way. It's really good. All right. But anyway, it reminded me of Batman. That's why I say that, because he's incredible detective in his own right, kind of a thing, and he's super strong and super big. He's like 6'5", kind of a thing. His intimidating presence. So
nice.
All right.
You got the next one.
Oh, I got the next one. Oh, good. Yes, I wanted this one.
Okay, good.
All right. Lady Shiva, one of Batman's greatest female foes, has to be Lady Shiva. A powerful warrior and assassin, Lady Shiva's post-crisis history saw her and her sister develop into powerful martial artists who were discovered by David Kane, who ended her sister's life. What? All right. Now, hunting Kane down, she was lured into a trap by Ra's al Ghul and the League and agreed to give Kane a child of his own to be used to become Ra's perfect bodyguard. I've got to find this story.
Wow.
This later became Cassandra Kane, who would become Orphan, a member of the Batman's Bat family. Lady Shiva became an adept warrior, learning several martial arts and becoming the deadliest woman alive. Now, I think she's an incredible character. We do see her in the Hush movie.
Yep.
Ever so briefly. And
she plays a little bit larger role in the comic book.
Oh, good.
Of course, everybody plays a larger role in the comic book than in that movie.
Right. Oh, yeah. Hey, I'm just gonna. Yeah. Spoiler alert for Saturday. I love the comic.
Oh,
I absolutely adore it.
The
art is incredible and the story is fantastic.
Yes.
Okay. So, Lady Shiva. My first introduction to Lady Shiva was actually in the Night Quest. So you had Nightfall.
Oh my gosh, it's been so long since I read that.
Yeah, so there was Nightfall, so that's where Batman got his back broken.
Breaks his back.
And there was Night
Quest.
Right.
That's when
Azrael comes into play.
takes over as the Batman.
Over the mantle. Yeah, which is kind of weird, but so be it.
I don't know. I love his Batman look.
Oh, yeah, it was good.
Yeah.
And then, was it Night Surge? Anyway, in there, when Batman gets his back fixed, kind of thing, he has to go undergo training and stuff. And who trains him? Lady Shiva.
Okay. Yeah, it's been so long. I didn't remember that. Wow.
She gave, I just enjoyed that part of the story so much because who is this character? I love this character, and she tries to push him to kill in the training, but he won't do it. It's really fascinating.
Nice.
That was the tension in that story between the two of them. And so he learned under her style kind of a thing. I thought it was brilliant and stuff. I don't know if I would put her this high up. Now I think she's formidable. But I as far as villains go, she would be top 5, but she would not be top 2.
I agree. I would definitely have Harley, Catwoman, and Talia al Ghul above her.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I mean, she's considered one of the greatest assassins. And I kind of like, well, you've got the League of Assassins, and so you got Talia, and I guess you got Nyssa, kind of a thing. So,
right. I don't know. I still like Talia better. So,
right.
All right. Number one.
It's all you, my friend.
All right. Number 1, according to their list, which I got to say, she has to be high up too, is Poison Ivy. Probably the most powerful female foe in Batman's Rogues Gallery. I would agree with that, probably. Except for in Batman versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. She wasn't so powerful in that.
That's true.
Anyway, Dr. Pamela Isley became Poison Ivy after being exposed to a chemical compound in an accident. Doesn't that seem like all of them?
Right? Something happens, right?
Obsessed with protecting the earth and nature, she used her ability to manipulate and control plant life to take out humanity, coming into conflict with Batman. Eventually finding a path as an anti-hero, Ivy has had the power to control all life on Earth using microbial, thank you, plant spores to control humans, even heroes like Superman. Hush. However, her romance and life with Harley Quinn often pulls her from the brink. So, yes, I wouldn't put Poison Ivy as number 1, but she's definitely in the top 5. Actually, I think I would put her above Lady Shiva.
All right. Well, hey, Matt, welcome to the fray. Good to have you with us. Matt says, fully agree with Ivy. So, all right, everybody, here's where we go. Matt says she used her microorganisms just like a Jedi.
Nice.
We always have to get a connection to Star Wars somewhere. Matt, thanks for that.
I didn't do it this time.
Right. All right, everybody. Who would be your number 1? who would be your number one? Number one or two? I'm curious. Here is, well, everybody's thinking theirs and going to put them in the chat and stuff. I think my number one, I'm looking through the list one more time.
I'll be here all week.
My personal number one, who I think is the best female villain in Batman. Best female villain in Batman. Number one is going to be Catwoman, and number two is going to be Talia al Ghul for me.
Nice.
Those are my two. So Catwoman, number one. And I think because of the complexity of their characters.
Well, I already said mine's tied. It's either Harley or Catwoman. That's my number one. So,
okay. All right. Harley or Catwoman. If you had to choose, hey everybody, I'm going to force them to choose. All right, if you had to choose,
I'm taking
who
Harley.
would be your number one?
Taking Harley.
Huh?
If I have to choose, I'm taking Harley.
Okay. All right. Okay. I think you're wrong, but okay. I appreciate that. No,
I can't be wrong. It's my opinion.
That's right. Ooh.
Hey, I didn't argue with your opinion.
Right. No, I'm just messing with you. Okay, so here's what we're getting. Brenda says Catwoman number one. I assume Brenda. Matt says Ivy number one, Harley number two. Roger, I give Harley 5 puddings.
That's good. I like that.
Angela says, "Don't know. Harley might be number one." Really cool.
That's because Harley's awesome.
And Brenda screaming, "He would have married Harley."
I love Harley. What can I say?
Next Christmas, Brenda, I'll send you a Harley Quinn outfit.
She'd rather wear the Catwoman.
Right on. Oh, that's funny. All right. So everybody, we're talking about the women of Batman, and we're doing 3 sections. We're doing 3 parts. The first part is about the top female villains of Batman. Then we're gonna talk about which one do you want to do next? You want to talk about the 10 women most capable of taking over the mantle?
Yeah, let's do that one next.
Okay. And then we're going to talk about the 10 most important women in Batman's life. And there's some interesting ones in there that I think for both of us, we're like, oh, interesting. So thanks for joining us. All right, here we go.
Oh, wait. Angie said her list is Harley, Selena, Ivy, Talia, and she doesn't know for 5.
That's still a good list. Brenda says, I'm not insecure that my husband loves a comic book character. That's funny. That is funny. All right. The 10 women most capable of taking Batman's cowl. Okay, and they're ranked. So here we go. This is a great list, and this is going to be. I think this is going to be great discussion fodder.
I did like this list. I thought it was interesting.
All right, here we go. Number 10. Do you want to read, or you want me to read? Who wants to start?
Go ahead, take it.
Good, because this was my number 2. All right, here we go. Talia al Ghul, they rate number 10. I would have put her higher on the list.
I definitely would have put Talia higher. I mean, she's basically run the League of Assassins. Come on.
Right. Well, I think she has to be fully good. You know, she's chaotic something.
Well, true, but I mean,
chaotic good anymore. She's chaotic neutral.
Yeah. Well, where do you put? How do you rank her son? And he's Robin,
right?
So,
right. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, that's a good point. All right. Though she has certainly had her differences with the Dark Knight over the years, there's no denying how close Batman and Talia al Ghul have been over the years. Likewise, while she may be willing to take things to the extreme, Talia does still believe that she is serving the greater good at heart. Despite her willingness to kill, Talia is still the mother of Damian, Bruce's only son. Because of this, it is possible that Talia could change her ways if anything were to happen to her beloved detective. Like how they worded that. That was good. However unlikely it may be, Talia's martial arts skills are still incredibly deadly, and her training with her father would easily make her an effective Dark Knight. Should she be willing to spare the criminals in her way, Talia would actually make for a good Batwoman.
I actually agree with that statement. I think she should be higher up on the list. Talia is awesome. Like I said, she's ran the League of Assassins at certain times in history. She is an amazing martial artist. I think she's very smart. So yeah, Talia definitely could take over the mantle at some point.
Right.
Okay.
Angela, thanks for getting my reference to chaotic good and chaotic neutral.
D&D stuff here. All right, number 9. I didn't know this character at all. Harper Row. I had no idea who this character was.
And just so you know, I am keeping marks on how many notches we're losing off our Batman cards. This makes number 4.
Anyway, so it says few characters in Gotham were actually able to match Harper Row's engineering skills and intelligence. Furthermore, since she has already fought alongside Batman as Bluebird, now I have heard of Bluebird, but I never read anything with her. She already has a great feel for how Bruce operates in the field. Unfortunately, an ideological difference drove Harper away from the rest of the Bat family. With that in mind, however, she certainly has her own ideas on how to clean up the streets of Gotham. While she may do things a bit differently from Bruce, there's no denying that Harper could still do a great job as a replacement, all while putting her own spin on the character. Yeah, I don't have a lot to say there, just because this is the most I really know about her.
I don't know, and I've never heard of Harper before. And that's why I'm like, I have to take a notch off my Batman card, because I just don't know her. I can't say if she's able to. I'm surprised that she's higher than Talia al Ghul, I'll tell you that.
Angela asked, whoops.
Was she in Birds of Prey? I don't know. I have not watched Birds of Prey.
She was not.
She was not.
She was not. Well, if she's referring to the original TV show in the early 2000s, no, she was not in that.
Okay.
Huntress was, Batgirl was, well, Oracle was. Huntress, Oracle. Oh, shoot.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember.
Which was played by
else.
Dina Meyer.
That was a good show, too.
Yeah. I think it suffered the same fate of when it was on at night.
Yeah, I think so.
But,
All right. You got number 8.
All right, number 8. Is it Bet or is it Betty?
I'm not sure. I think Bet.
Okay, we'll ask everybody. You guys can correct me if I'm wrong. So, Betty Kane, as the original Batgirl, Betty Kane would also make a decent replacement for Batman if need be. Granted, the character has certainly had a complicated role in the DC universe ever since Crisis on Infinite Earths, but she has remained a hero throughout all the various changes made to her character. More recently, the character has been going by Flamebird instead, and has still proven to be quite the fighter. Furthermore, as the cousin of Kate Kane, Batwoman, that has loose ties to Bruce Wayne. Though she is distant family, Betty still isn't the worst option to replace Batman in a crisis, especially if given a bit more time and expertise.
I didn't know this character either.
and yet was still above Talia al Ghul.
Yeah, somehow I don't think so.
All right. Here we go. Oh, you lucky devil. Okay, go ahead.
Number 7, the Huntress. I do like the Huntress. She's cool.
Yes.
In recent years, Helena Bertinelli, Bertinelli? I guess
that's how I'd say it. Bertinelli.
Has really grown. Bertinelli.
Get the Italian in there.
Has really grown a lot as a character. Despite her rather dark and tragic background, Huntress has still proven to be an incredibly deadly fighter, and has even worked her way up in the terms of status. Since the launch of the New 52, the character has been depicted as an agent of Spiral, training other young women in various forms of martial arts. While she may be a little more lethal than Batman would prefer, yeah, she has certainly proven that she is capable of getting the job done. Likewise, her experience with the birds of prey has only made her more deadly. While she may not be his first choice, Huntress is still qualified to replace Batman in a pinch. Yeah, I agree, and I think I'd put her up a little higher than 7.
I would put her up higher as well.
Yeah. I think Huntress is well capable of taking on the mantle of the Bat. Again, she's got the fighting skills. I think she's very smart. Yeah, definitely.
Yep, I agree. Even reading Hush with Huntress in it at the beginning, she was fantastic.
Yeah,
fantastic. And she proved herself in that situation where she could easily pick up the mantle.
Oh,
easily pick up the mantle.
Agreed.
She just needs that code not to kill anybody. And
well, Talia would have the same thing. But then again, if you go back and look
Agreed.
Oh.
You're right.
But if you go back and look at Azrael had no problem killing people.
Yeah, that's true too.
And he took over the mantle of the Bat.
Yeah, which was kind of surprising. All right. All righty then. You want to do the next one? Number 6. Sorry, I forgot to be doing my
did Huntress. It's yours.
Oh yeah, you did Huntress. It is mine. All right. Renee Montoya. As a seasoned detective on the GCPD, Renee Montoya has shown a lot of promise in several fields. Not only is she a great hand-to-hand fighter, but she also has a brilliant mind, making it easy to see why Vic Sage chose her to replace him as Question. Granted, Renee's fighting skills could still use some work, as she is nowhere near the same level as other members of the Bat family, but she still shows a lot of promise. Furthermore, there is much more to Batman than simply being able to throw a punch, making Renee's mind a valuable factor should she replace Batman. Okay. I have to do another notch, so this is notch number 5 for me.
Me too. I did not know this character.
But I am intrigued. I love the detective side of this one. I love the brilliant mind side of this one. And
if she replaced the Question, yeah, I think she'd be very interesting.
And
that would play a detective part in this. I have to just put up Matt's comment real quick.
Oh yeah, sure. Go ahead.
So Matt said Batman has killed. Yeah, I agree. He has killed, but his code is that he doesn't kill and he doesn't use guns. That is his code. So his code of conduct.
That could be up for debate.
Yeah, well, Steve and I argue all the time whether he killed in the Michael Keaton series or not. And
Right.
I mean, you don't see any of them die, so.
But they're dying.
His code changes. Yeah, his code changes a lot when he becomes Thomas when it's Thomas Wayne, because Thomas Wayne has no qualms about killing or using guns.
Right.
I do like.
Oh,
Thomas Wayne.
Interesting. Roger says her character is on Batwoman now on the CW. So the TV show.
Oh yeah, that would be the TV show. I don't watch the Batwoman TV show.
I didn't watch it.
I didn't like it. I tried to watch it and I couldn't get into it. I didn't like it.
Yeah, I heard a lot of people who just couldn't get into it. And okay.
All right, moving right along.
Moving right along. We're moving along. I don't know if we're moving right along, but we're moving along.
Okay. Number 5, Stephanie Brown. Given that she was already Robin, Stephanie Brown is a bit more likely to make her a better Batwoman than others on the list. With that in mind, however, the character didn't last long as the Girl Wonder, and this definitely has some different ideas from the Cape Crusader himself. However, Stephanie has proven to be a very good hero, and has really grown into her own as Spoiler. Likewise, before the New 52, she also proved to make a great Batgirl, with great fighting skills and the blessing from the 2 Batgirls before her. Stephanie is easily one of Gotham's greatest protectors, even if she does things a little differently. Now, I never read any of the comics with Stephanie Brown. I've heard about Stephanie Brown, and I've heard she was a popular Batgirl. I didn't realize that she was Robin. That's pretty cool. So, I mean, with those things in mind, if she was Robin, that means she's fought right alongside Batman himself. Okay. And she's been Batgirl, so she's also fought alongside him there. So she definitely has the training to possibly take over the mantle, but I don't know. Number 5, that seems a little high to me, but
Derek says she's one of my favorites.
Really? Okay. I mean, I'm not shooting her down.
School us, Derek.
What?
Derek could school us on that.
Yeah, I'm sure he could. Like I said, I just knew that she was Batgirl. I didn't know a whole lot about her. So, so you can't take one off my Batman card for that.
Well, I have to. For me.
Okay.
I got to scratch another mark on my Batman card on that one. So, wah, wah. All right. Now, I get to do this one. I'm excited about this one. Number 4, Cassandra Kane. I don't know who this is, but I love this.
Okay.
I find it fascinating. So Batman himself has stated that Cassandra Kane would likely surpass him one day in terms of fighting ability, considering the fact that her parents are 2 of the deadliest assassins in the entire DC universe. It only makes sense that Cassandra would be a very effective crime fighter. Now, we already know that's we just talked about who the parents were. It's Kane, that's the one assassin guy. Excuse me. And Lady Shiva. Remember Lady Shiva? Yeah. Kane killed her sister, and Ra's al Ghul is like, hey, you know, why don't you guys have a baby, and I can have the best personal bodyguard I can make, you know, kind of a thing. So, and out comes Cassandra. So what's interesting, okay, so then here's what it says. Throughout her time as Batgirl and then later Orphan, Cassandra has shown to be one of the most promising hand-to-hand fighters Batman has ever worked with. Despite the fact that she generally doesn't speak, Cassandra has arguably made for a more frightening character than Batman himself, making her a great replacement should anything happen to the Dark Knight. I'm actually going to start looking up I love in the app, in the DC app, where you can look it up by character. And I'm hoping I can get Cassandra Kane character. So that's what I'm hoping for.
Okay, I didn't know a lot. I didn't really know about this character either. But now Derek just brought up she was in Birds of Prey. And okay, I watched the TV series Birds of Prey. I don't remember that character though. I mean, I know Huntress was in it, and I know Oracle was in it, and but yeah, I just don't remember her that in there. So that's interesting. Yeah. So I am intrigued also, and just in the fact that it says Batman himself stated that Cassandra Kane would likely surpass him. That's high praise from Batman himself.
Right. That's a big deal.
Right.
Yes.
That's a huge deal.
So real quick, we've been corrected. So the
say
movie,
it's not so.
I know, right? The movie Birds of Prey.
Oh, so okay.
I've not seen it.
I still have not seen the movie Birds of Prey, only because I heard very, very bad things about it.
Okay. All right. So I'm actually probably gonna end up watching that movie because, I've always wanted to see it anyway. So I just, priorities.
I hear you. It's just not high up on the list, right?
Right.
Okay.
All right. Next on the list, my friend, it's all you.
Number 3, Barbara Gordon, Batgirl. It is no secret that Batman is one of the smartest minds in the entire DC universe. However, one of the few characters who may have him beat is none other than Barbara Gordon. Even during the years she was paralyzed, Barbara continued to fight crime as Oracle, providing all sorts of intelligence and information to some of the biggest names in DC Comics. As of the New 52, the character has regained the ability to use her legs and has resumed fighting crime as Batgirl once again. Though she is nowhere near as brutal as Batman typically is, Barbara still has a lot of compassion, which could certainly come in handy after years of doing things Bruce's way. With sharp reflexes and even a sharper mind, Barbara would definitely fill in nicely for Bruce. Yes, Barbara would make an awesome Batwoman. I do agree that she's not as brutal as Batman, and she has a lot more compassion than Batman. That might be the only thing that may slow her down at taking over the Bat Mantle. But other than that, yes, she has the brains. She has the fighting skills. She has the capability.
I agree. She'd definitely be top 5 for me. I still don't know who I'd put for number 1 yet on this. So, but I will say that I really like the character and the arc. Oh my goodness, one of the most complex arcs of any character, a female character, in my opinion. Now, arcs, not complex characters themselves. I'm talking about her journey as an individual. Just the journey that they've had her on. I have not seen Birds of Prey. I want to. Steven, just say Harley. Harley.
I don't think Harley can take over the mantle of the Bat.
Right. Okay. Yeah, but Barbara Gordon, definitely top 3. I think she should be in the top 3. Yeah. Yes. All right. Number 2. All right. Batwoman. Now, I got confused when I first saw this. Batwoman? Isn't that Barbara Gordon? You know, kind of a thing.
No, that's Barbara Gordon's Batgirl.
Oh, okay. All right.
This is Kate Kane.
All right. Kate Kane. As Bruce's cousin, Kate Kane has recently seen a surge in popularity thanks to her show on the CW network. Now, in all fairness, my opinion on that has been, who's Kate Kane? So everyone started to look her up. And so, of course, she's more popular because nobody knows who she is. I'm just kidding. All right. Since she first became Batwoman, the character has actually come a pretty long way in terms of her relationship with Bruce and the rest of Gotham. Granted, she still doesn't believe that everything Batman does is the right way to do things. Who does?
Right. Batman does.
You're right. That's all that matters. And she is certainly likely to make a few key changes if she were Gotham's primary defender. However, she has still shown that she cares about people and is still a very effective crime fighter. Though Bruce may feel like she needs a slight moral adjustment, she would still make for a great substitute in his absence. So, I wouldn't put her in. I don't know if I'd put her here in the top 3, and not because I don't think she deserves a place on this list. I do think so. I just wouldn't put her in the top 3.
I have to agree with that.
I think there's other ones who are just as capable, or if actually I'm saying they're more capable of her as being to take over.
Well, I definitely put Talia above her. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Kate Kane. I didn't read any of her stuff, but I'm just not a huge fan of the character. So I don't know a lot about her abilities and stuff, whether she, I'm assuming she has nearly the same abilities as Bruce, being the fact that she is Batwoman. But I still, I would, there's no way I'd put her above Talia. No way.
Agreed.
And I wouldn't put her above Barbara Gordon either.
Not at all. All right, my friend, you get the top spot. Here you go.
Number 1. And actually,
wait a minute. Number 1. Okay, go ahead.
Number 1, Selena Kyle, Catwoman. Given her history as a villain, Catwoman may not seem like the best replacement for Batman initially, considering her current relationship with Dark Knight. However, it is hard to imagine anyone else replacing him. While the two are not officially married, it is clear that Selena will remain a key part in Batman's life for the foreseeable future. Likewise, she has also grown a lot as a character since getting serious with Bruce, and would likely want to honor him by doing things the way he did. Since few other characters actually know Batman better than Selena does, she would likely make the best replacement for Batman. I would agree with that. I think Catwoman is fully capable of taking on the Bat Mantle. And actually, I would love to see a comic book. Give her a chance. I would love to see that happen in the comics.
Right. Here is where I don't doubt that she could do it. Actually, I agree. Number one spot. The only thing I disagree with is it says would likely want to honor him by doing the things the way he did.
I agree with that.
I'd be like, no, I don't agree with that statement.
I think Selena would do it her own way.
She would.
Yeah. Selena is Selena. And she does things her way, just like Bruce does things his way.
Yeah.
And in that sense, they're a lot alike. So,
right.
Yeah, I agree with you. I don't agree with that statement one bit, but I do think she is fully capable of taking on the Bat Mantle.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. I think because of that close relationship and stuff, I'll definitely agree. Number one.
Yeah.
I see as number one. Probably number two would be Barbara Gordon for me, and then Talia al Ghul right after that.
I wholeheartedly agree with all three of those. Definitely.
Yeah.
Oh, that was great. Yeah, go ahead.
We'll post it. Go ahead. Angela will put that up. Here it goes. It says, she would not. That's correct. She would not do the way things Batman does. She would say, Bruce does it this way, but I do it better.
Yeah, that sounds like Selena. I agree.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. Yep. Agreed. All right. Hey, everybody. If you're just joining us, I know people are coming in and out and stuff or catching this later. We are talking about the women of Batman. Yes, I apologize for messing up the top, the intro where it says the finale book of Boba Fett. I will have to change that post-production. And I'll get that taken care of for everybody. But we are talking about the women of Batman. We are looking at CBR articles that Mike found that are really good. These are good. They're written well. The articles are written well. We don't agree with all of their lists, but we thought it'd be great fodder for discussion and hear what you guys have to say as well. Now, we didn't ask everybody who are your top two for the top women in the Batverse who could take over the mantle. I'm really curious what everybody thinks about that. So you can pop those in the discussion in here. Now, I wonder, does everybody agree that Selena Kyle, the Catwoman, would be the best Batman?
I don't know. Let's see.
Who could take over the cow? See, now, I have to take in consideration that there's like a 10-second delay. So that's why I keep talking.
I know.
Okay. Angela says Selena, then Talia, probably. Okay.
All right. I think those are great choices too.
Mm-hmm. Brenda says Catwoman and Batgirl.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I assume Barbara Gordon, Batgirl. Mark says Huntress.
Huntress is up the list for me. She's fantastic.
Agreed. That's a good point, Mark. I like that. That's true. Almost forgot. Derek says, I don't think Selena would be the ultimate. Cassie for sure. I have got to read more about Cassie. And all. Derek says Talia is too corruptible. Huh. Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, I think I agree with your statement, Derek. She
That's a good point.
I mean, she is Ra's al Ghul's daughter, so yeah, that's true. But I mean, her capabilities, she could do it. Who knows how long she could keep it up, though.
Right.
I mean, is she going to turn? But again, I go back to Azrael. Yeah, he was kind of messed up, so and he took it over. All right.
Yep. All right, so next, here we go. Our last top 10 list about the women of Batman. We're moving into the 10 most important women in Bruce Wayne's life. So specifically Bruce Wayne.
I thought this was an interesting list, too.
This was an interesting list, and we saved it to last because I think it's going to generate a little bit more discussion about who some people are and things like that. So... Oh, Angela says her list is number 1, Selena, 2, Barbara, and 3, Huntress. I like that. I like that list.
That's good. I think those are good choices.
All right, here we go. You want me to kick us off?
Sure, go ahead.
All right, number 10. All right, here we go. Dr. Leslie Tompkins. Who?
I knew who this was.
I think I knew, but okay. Dr. Leslie Tompkins is an.
She's also in Hush.
Oh, I guess I haven't gotten there yet.
At least the comic book she is.
I gotcha.
Not a huge part, but she's in it.
All right. Ooh, we got people already voting on who they think the top ones are. Roger says Vicky Vale. Ooh, good point.
That's going to come into the discussion, but yeah, keep going.
Right. Derek says number 1, Martha, 2, Leslie Tompkins, and 3, Selena. Okay. Oh. All right, so here we go. Dr. Leslie Tompkins is an ally and parental figure of Bruce Wayne Batman / Batman. Depending on the writer, the good doctor was among the few people who genuinely consoled Bruce in the immediate aftermath of his parents' murder. Since she learned Bruce is Batman, Dr. Tompkins has felt guilty and responsible for not helping Bruce move past his trauma. Though Leslie disapproves of Batman's vigilante methods and his involvement of children in his war on crime, she still provides Bruce and his allies with medical aid and assistance whenever the situation arises. Now, considering this individual and who they are, I don't have any issues with them being on the list. I think number 10 is fine because of being an ally and knowing that she's Bruce Wayne and Batman, and is a family friend. I get that. So I'm okay with that.
I agree. I think 10 is, well, I don't know. She might be able to go up a little higher than 10 because she does play an important role in Bruce's life. She's probably saved his life many times, not to mention the lives of anybody else in the Bat family because she's been the medical help for pretty much all of them. And she knows the secrets. So anyone that knows the secret they're pretty important with Bruce.
Ooh, I like that. Life, so. I like that statement. I like that. Okay. All right, number 9. Number 9.
Okay. Number 9 is Kate Kane, Batwoman. Kate Kane is not only Batwoman, but is also first cousins with Bruce Wayne. We talked about that earlier. On his mother's
cousins twice removed. I'm just kidding.
I'm your father's cousin's former roommate. What's that make us? Absolutely nothing.
Right.
On his mother's side of the family, the two, despite their familial,
you got it.
Yeah. Relations were never really close until many years later. After Kate had become Batwoman, by the time Bruce was already Batman. Once Bruce had eventually bonded with Kate over other vigilantism, the cousins managed to work together to lead the Gotham Knights, a team of youthful heroes that includes Red Robin, Spoiler, and Orphan, as well as reformed Clayface. Ooh, reformed Clayface. Interesting.
Yeah. And
I hate to say it, that was the most interesting thing about that.
Right. I believe there is a video game coming out called Gotham Knights.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
So I'm interested to see this because I found that intriguing. Kind of like a Teen Titans. It's Gotham Knights,
Nice. Okay. You get
all right.
Number 8.
Oh, I'm so glad about this.
I know.
Okay.
You got a good one.
I did. Andrea Beaumont, the Phantasm. Andrea Beaumont was Bruce's first love in the DC animated universe and appeared in the 1993 film Batman Mask of Phantasm as a love interest and the primary antagonist of Bruce Wayne / Batman. When they were, spoiler alert, when they were younger, Andrea's love is enough to sway Bruce away from starting his crusade as Batman, only for tragedy to strike. Years after her father was murdered by a mafia assassin, Andrea returned to Gotham in order to kill off the criminal syndicate responsible. By the film's climax, Wayne and Beaumont fail to reconcile, with the former ultimately staying true to the side of justice instead of giving in to vengeance like the latter. Fun story, when Batman Mask of Phantasm came out, it came out that summer. And I went to go...
Nope. I got to correct you. It came out at Christmas time. Brenda and I went and seen it.
I went and saw it, and it was August, because my birthday was August 3rd, and I went to go see it, and I was the only one in the theater.
And we were about the only ones in the theater, too. I am... Oh, no. Oh, jeez. Well,
okay. Maybe
Brian's not in the chat, is he?
Right.
Right.
Brian was in the chat.
Right. I'm going to IMDb.
All right, go in and look. I could be wrong. I just remember I was the only one in the theater, and I loved that movie. I bought it on VHS and the whole bit.
Oh, yeah. I still listen to the soundtrack. It's got a fantastic soundtrack.
Angela, thank you for joining us. Sorry you got to go to bed, but you can catch the rest of it. Hopefully you can catch the rest of it later.
Sorry
thanks
about
for
that.
It's great to have you with us.
Sorry about that. Let's see.
Andrea Beaumont.
Come on. Where is it?
It's a good story. If you've not seen the Batman, the Mask of Phantasm, you have to take off a mark on your Batman card. I'm just kidding. I'm just teasing around. It's actually a good story, and all. Angela says, "Hit me up for Hush on Saturday." You bet. I'm excited, everybody. We are going to have discussion on Hush, the comic, as well as the movie, and compare them. And so we're pretty excited about that. Okay. December. Roger says December.
I got the release date right here. It was December 25th, 1993.
I must have seen it in January then or something.
Let's see.
That's interesting.
In Brazil, it was released on April 29th. In Germany, May 5th. France, August 1st. Maybe you saw it in France.
Parlez-vous français? C'est pas mal.
I knew it was in
Oui, mon ami.
I knew it was around Christmas time. And it's practically a Christmas movie. It is. It's practically a Christmas movie.
That's true. Like many Batman movies. All right. Number 7, my friend.
All right. Number 7.
I do think Andrea Beaumont should be on the list, though. I am glad that she
I agree. I like her. Yeah, I think she did play a very important role in Bruce's life. I'll admit, when I watched the movie, I didn't think it was a female. when she's in the Phantasm costume, it looks more like a man than it does a woman.
It sure does.
But it made for a good twist in the movie.
But you have to admit, back then, shoulder pads in women's clothing was a deal.
Good point. All right. Yeah, I give you that. Let's see. Number 7. Rachel Dawes. Rachel Dawes was created as a childhood friend and love interest of Bruce Wayne in director Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight trilogy. Although Rachel was portrayed by 2 different actresses in separate movies, she remained an important person in Bruce's life and was influential in her friend's rule against killing and using firearms several years before he became the Batman. Mm-hmm. With Rachel's tragic death in the 2008 film The Dark Knight, as a result of the Joker's plans, an emotionally distraught Bruce would become recluse for 8 years after defeating the criminal mastermind and accidentally killing Harvey Dent, who had become the scarred and unhinged vigilante Two-Face. Okay, I liked her. I liked her character in the Dark Knight series. I would say, yeah, she's important to Bruce Wayne in the Dark Knight series. As far as I know, Rachel Dawes has never been in the comic books. Derek might be able to correct me on that.
Right.
But I I would have put Vicky Vale in place of her. And I know,
Okay.
and I know Vicky Vale was only in one Batman film, but Vicky Vale I know also crossed over into the comic books. Mm-hmm. Okay. Derek said she hasn't, so thank you, Derek.
Right on. By the way, just to go back one, Mark said Andrea shows Bruce what happens when vengeance is taken too far. That's a good point. That's a really good point.
Okay.
All right. Number 6. Here we go. Julie Madison. Julie who? All right. Julie Madison was Bruce Wayne's first girlfriend and love interest in the comic books. After decades of not being included in most stories since then, Julie eventually reappeared and had a more significant role during the New 52. Following a violent confrontation with the Joker, Bruce, having lost most of his memories, especially his time as Batman, started a relationship with Julie. Unfortunately, the couple's romance ends with Julie knowing that Gotham needs Batman more than she needs Bruce. With that, she helps her boyfriend recover his memories as the Dark Knight via one of his inventions so that he can help save the city from the current crisis.
Okay.
That sounds like a good story, an interesting story.
I have to admit, I didn't know this. I'd never heard of Julie Madison before this list. I had no idea. I had no idea who she was. But you're right. That does sound like a great story. I might have to check that out on the DC app and read that. Oh, just real quick. I want to give a shout out to Derek. Derek is actually another one of the 3 geeky dads. Usually Brian's in here, and usually Brian is our Tito. But apparently tonight Derek is our Tito. So. That's a little inside joke for Derek and Brian.
Yep. More to come. Roger, I would rather have Dolly Madison. That's pretty good.
Dolly Madison. You mean like the snack cakes?
Yeah. Oh, and Mark's number 3 of the Geeky Dads.
Oh, okay.
Right on.
I didn't know you guys actually had numbers. I just knew you were the 3 of them, but I didn't. Anyway. Yeah, Mark, we're going to have to figure out how to time for us to get together and plan something between us. All right. Number 5.
Mark, it's a raid.
Number 5, Barbara Gordon, Batgirl, Oracle. All the same people, by the way. Barbara Gordon, also known as Batgirl and Oracle before the New 52, is Police Commissioner Gordon's daughter and an ally of Bruce Wayne. She also happens to be an occasional love interest to the hero. I cringe at that. To the hero in the DCAU. And it's
the animated universe, everybody.
Yeah, and the animated adaptation of Batman: The Killing Joke, despite her age difference. We'll come back to that. Regardless of their relationship being romantic or not, Barbara is considered as an important woman in Bruce's life because, like with other close associations, she provides strong emotional as well as heroic support in the field, and as the information broker Oracle, Barbara is even more invaluable ally and a friend. I agree with that. I love Barbara Gordon.
Everybody, get ready for the rant. Here we go.
I love Barbara Gordon. I think she's a fantastic character. I love the Batgirl. I love the Oracle. All of them awesome characters. Yes. I hate this putting Batman and Batgirl together in a romantic relationship. That was the only thing I didn't like about the movie adaptation of The Killing Joke. That actually made me a little ill to my stomach. And is the only part of the movie adaptation that is not in the original graphic novel, The Killing Joke.
Right.
Now, I will say, it is kind of canonized in Batman Beyond that he and Barbara did have a relationship because she does talk about that in the Batman Beyond Return of the Joker movie. But again, I don't like it. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
Okay, that was my little rant.
Well, Derek says, thankfully they've kept that in the Killing Joke, not any of the others. And then says she belongs with Grayson only.
Well, like I said though, they did carry that was a point in the DC animated series too, because it was brought up in Return of the Joker. So,
for Batman Beyond,
yeah,
right.
Batman Beyond, right.
I do like how in Titans they kind of kept that tension with Barbara Gordon and Dick Grayson.
You know, a lot of people complain about the Barbara Gordon in the Titans. I didn't think she was all that bad. I mean, she was a little stiff, but oh, that was bad. I didn't even think about that. She's a little stiff. She was in the wheelchair in the Titans series, so. But I didn't think she was all that bad.
I was just talking about her personality. That's why I was laughing.
Yeah, her personality was a little stiff, but other than that, I thought she was all right.
Yeah.
I didn't mind her.
Derek says she didn't like her at first, but she grew on me. I agree.
Yeah.
I came to enjoy her role, and I'm looking forward to the next season.
I am too.
By the way, another connection to Jack Reacher is the guy who played Hawk is the actor playing Jack Reacher.
Oh, really?
And he does fabulous.
Okay, well now you gave me a real reason to watch Reacher. Because I like that. I like that actor. I thought he was great.
You know what? I liked him in Titans, and at first I was like, okay, yeah, he could. When I heard he was going to be playing Jack Reacher, I was like, oh, he could pull that off, sure. And then when I watched it, he's incredible. He is incredible.
He's awesome as Hawk. I love the character Hawk. He's fantastic. So, yeah, we'll have to check it out. All right. You get number 4.
Yeah. Hey, Brenda, I'm just going to say there's several times you get to see him without a shirt. So, just saying. In Jack Reacher. So, he was also Aquaman in Smallville.
No, wait a minute.
He was a great Aquaman in Smallville. I did not know that.
Hawk was?
The actor.
Oh, I'm not sure. Hey, Derek, a.k.a. Our Tito. Is that correct?
Well, Mark says it, so,
that's funny. Anyway.
That's just... All right. Continuing on. I guess we need to keep moving along, don't we?
Yeah.
All right. Number 4. Talia al Ghul. Right on. All right. Talia al Ghul is the daughter of Batman's immortal enemy, Ra's al Ghul, or Raj al Ghul. However you say it, I'll be struggling with that forever.
Hey,
former loving... What?
Derek, a.k.a. Tito, for us tonight, does confirm it. He says it is, so...
Okay. Oh, right. Nice. Okay.
All right. I bow to your knowledge.
Not worthy.
We're not worthy.
Later season when they had a sad excuse for a Justice League.
Yeah, that's true.
That was Derek, everybody. That was good.
It was the best thing we had live action at that point, though. All right, go ahead. Talia al Ghul.
All right, yeah. Okay, former love interest and turned mostly supervillain to the detective. Talia is also the mother of their child, Damian Wayne, who Bruce had taken on as his latest Robin until recently. Ooh, I need to keep up. Despite their mutual animosity and respect at times, Bruce and Talia's relationship remains somewhat tenuous and complicated.
Tenuous.
Right, I like that. Much like many of Wayne's past romances. Still, Talia is regarded as an important woman in Bruce Wayne's life for a good reason. He deemed a confrontation with her necessary for his quest to marry Selena Kyle.
I agree. Talia al Ghul is very important to Bruce Wayne. I think there are times when Bruce has more feelings for her than he lets on that he does. Of course, then again, Bruce doesn't let his feeling, or Batman doesn't let his feelings be shown about anybody. And Bruce is very guarded. But yeah, I think she is more important to him than he would admit she is. And considering she's the mother of Bruce's son, I say yes, that she's pretty high up on the list.
Okay. All right. Number 3, my friend.
Now, number 3, I don't know if I agreed with this so much. Number 3 is Diana Prince, also known as Wonder Woman. Princess Diana of I can never say the name. Themyscira, thank you. Better known as Wonder Woman, is one of Bruce's strongest and closest allies in the Justice League and the DC Universe superhero community. Although the two have been romantically linked in certain depictions, Bruce and Diana remain good friends for most stories. Diana is among Bruce's truest friends and is a vital figure in his life. It's Diana's purity of heart that helps the how do I say that? Byronic? Byronic. Okay. Hero, remember that despite the bad, there is always also good in their world. Diana's friendship and similar goals also remind Bruce he is never truly alone, both as a human and in his spirit of justice. I don't know if I'd put her up as high as that on the list. I would say that she's a huge ally within the Justice League. And I didn't realize that they had romantic feelings for each other. I don't know. I just,
I'll be open with you. She would not have made the list for me.
I don't think she would have either for me.
I'm not saying she's not important. I think she's important to the whole universe as a whole. They are partners, Justice League, of course, but I don't see her as the top 10 most important, right, especially at 3.
Yeah, I agree. There's no way I would have put her at 3.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Okay, number 2. Selena Kyle, Catwoman. Selena Kyle, also known as the Master Thief and anti-heroine. Catwoman is the most famous love interest of, and in recent years, an ally of Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Agreed.
The two have a unique but iconic relationship that strengthened and eventually led to their engagement in DC Rebirth prior to their breaking it off at the altar. Oh, wah, wah. All right. Despite their separation in the comics, Selena remains one of the most important women in Bruce's life for having helped to make changes to the hero with regards to his own pursuit of happiness, plans for a brighter future, and a desire to be a better person.
Oh, wait. Here. We going back to Talia. Or wait a minute. Is he talking about Talia or is he talking about...
He's talking about Talia.
Yeah, okay. Going back to Talia just for a second.
Mm-hmm.
Derek has a point. She date raped Bruce.
That she did.
That she did. Anyway, go ahead. Sorry.
Probably the thing is she didn't have to, but she did.
Right. That's true. He is Bruce Wayne. Anyway.
All right. Number 2, Selena Kyle. Absolutely top 3 on the list.
Oh, definitely.
Most definitely.
When I was going down this list at first, when I saw her number 2, I was like, really? She's not number 1? Come on, she's not number 1. Then I saw number 1. I was like, oh, yeah, okay. I guess I got to give her that.
I still would put her number 1.
Yeah, there's part of me that says, yeah, she'd be number 1. Yeah.
She's number 1.
She's the one that he always returns to. That's for sure.
Agreed.
Okay.
Agreed. So, all right, number 1, my friend.
Number 1, Martha Wayne. Martha Wayne is the wife of Thomas Wayne and the mother to their son Bruce. One of
her maiden name is Kane?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, her maiden name's Kane.
That explains the whole cousin part with Kate Kane.
Right.
And I wondered how all that occurred. Okay, sorry. Whoop. Another notch for Steven on his Batman card.
Martha, why did you say that name? Sorry. One of the dumbest lines in a DC movie ever. Oh my gosh. Sorry, squirrel. Of all the women in Bruce's life, Martha is considered the most important, for without her and Thomas' tragic murders, there wouldn't have been a Batman to help protect Gotham City, and by extension, the world, and even the DC multiverse. Hey, Steven, the multiverse.
Oh, gosh. Right.
It's Martha's influence as much as Thomas's, which was instilled into Bruce to ultimately be a good and virtuous man, in spite of the darkness that motivates him to operate as Batman. Furthermore, in Batman, Whatever Happened to the Cape Crusader, written by Neil Gaiman and illustrated by Andy Kubert, and Scott Williams, it's Martha, not Thomas, who speaks with a dying Batman before he's reincarnated as an infant Bruce Wayne. Whoa. Interesting. Now, my favorite portrayal of Martha would be in Flashpoint, because that's when Bruce and Martha, Bruce is the one who's killed, not Thomas and Martha. And then Thomas becomes the dark version of Batman, his dark alter ego, and then Martha becomes the Joker, which I found fantastic. I was like,
that was a complete shock to me. I did not see that coming.
Such a good story.
Such a good story.
But I have to agree, Martha should be on the top of the list. She is pivotal in Bruce's life. So I agree. He would not be the man he is without his mother's influence. So, have to agree with that.
Yep. All right. Hey, everybody. Okay, give us your top of the women, most important women in Batman Bruce Wayne's life. Who would that be? Who do you believe that would be? Who do you think? We've had some really good interactions on this.
So agree.
Okay, so just so everybody knows, Mark says, anyone remember the Flashpoint comics when Martha became the Joker? And Derek's like, that book is great. Then Mark goes, oh yeah, question answered, haha, because we were talking about that.
Right.
Brenda responded to this. He wants to see this on the screen. That would be Mike. Wants to see Flashpoint on screen.
Well, we're partially going to get that with the new Flash movie. And okay, I'm excited because Michael Keaton's returning as Batman, and he is my favorite Batman. However, I would have liked to seen what we all thought we were going to get, and that's just like what Derek just said here. He would like to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan play Thomas Wayne in Flashpoint, and I wholeheartedly agree with that.
Wholeheartedly agree.
Yes.
We're right there with you.
Jeffrey Dean Morgan got to play Thomas Wayne in the Batman v Superman movie, along with Maggie. I cannot think of her real name.
I can't think of the top of my head right now.
She played Martha, and I would have absolutely loved to seen them as Martha and Thomas in a live action.
We were all hoping. Lauren Conrad. Cohan. Oh, okay.
Cohan. That's it.
So I was super excited to see them because I thought, why would you waste that talent just for that opening sequence? I'd love to see them come back, and if it was Flashpoint, that would be phenomenal.
Here, this is a great statement. Yes, it's not the Flashpoint we deserve, but it's the Flashpoint we need. I love it. Oh gosh, that's great. Awesome. So good. So freaking good. I love it. I think Darren gets the comment of the night. That's great.
That was good. Oh my goodness. What a great show. We have gone an hour and a half.
Yeah, I know.
We probably could have separated this list into each one of its own episode.
Yeah, but this was fun.
It was fun. It was great. And I appreciate everybody's interactions and comments. That's what makes this a lot of fun, and doing this live, and it's good stuff. It's good stuff. And again, the reason that we're doing these is because we're kind of spending several podcasts about. We're going to be talking about Batman, and if you can make it on Saturday morning. What time Saturday morning are we going to go live?
9-ish.
9-ish Central Standard Time.
Right, Central Standard Time.
Okay. So we're going to go live, and we're talking about Hush, Batman Hush, the comic and the film, and the animated movie. Right. So, because Mike has some interesting theories, and I'm just going to give a little tease. You believe there's a connection between that and the new Batman movie?
I believe there's a possibility. I mean, I don't think they modeled the movie after Hush. I think they might have pulled elements from it. I think they may have pulled elements from The Long Halloween also. But our focus is going to be on Hush Saturday. So
yes, which Mike is a great idea. I'm totally enjoying the comic book.
Such a good story.
Mike told me to read the comic book and then watch the movie. I'll give you my opinion. Watch the movie, then read the comic book. And that's all I'll say about that right now. You'll have to tune in Saturday for that.
If nothing else, read the comic book.
If nothing else,
if nothing else, read the comic book, because it's better. It's much more better. Hey, it's the first time we got it.
Yeah, cheers. We got it in. Let's take a drink. Right on.
No George Lucas tonight, but we did get a much more better.
Right on. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate you. Appreciate being in the chat. It's been fun. It's been fabulous. Great time. And Mike, thanks for the topic. No. Brenda, thank you.
That wasn't top. Yeah, this wasn't my topic. This was Brenda's. So
it was and all. So yes. Mark, thanks for the encouragement. Mark says, you guys rock. Great episode. Thank you,
Mark.
And I'm just saying this publicly. We still want to do a crossover event with you guys. So just saying. Derek, glad I clicked. Yes. See, I sucker punched everybody with saying, hey, we're going to do a finale of Book of Boba Fett discussion.
Hey, wait a minute. Is Mark one of the three? It's Derek. But is Mark one of them too?
Are you getting confused on who's who?
No,
equals cool.
No, Derek I know is from Three Geeky Dads.
See, there's a penguin that has fallen off. Thing, and I'm just saying. But yes, Mark is the third. Remember, we made a joke about being the third.
Okay.
And
so we had two of the Three Geeky Dads tonight.
We had two of the three.
Wow, cool.
We had two of the three. We should totally go live.
I'm loving you guys' show too, by the way.
Yep. I think we can get all three on. I think get up to 10 people on here at once.
Oh my gosh, that's going to be crazy.
Right? If we got those three in, holy cow.
Yeah, Derek, if you guys have not listened to Three Geeky Dads, listen to those guys. They are fun. They're a lot of fun.
All of us together. Oh my gosh. Hey, do we have to be sober for that episode?
Like Mark Anthony Austin?
You're right.
I got a feeling the three of them ain't going to care. Right. Oh my goodness. All right. Well, I better wrap things up. And everybody, thank you so much for joining us again for Two Geeks and a Mic. It's been great. I needed this little respite fun. I've been sick from this weekend. So sorry. Mark says sober. That's a thing. Oh gosh, I did get some tequila for Valentine's Day. So,
oh nice. Did you get some Cabo?
No, she got me Santo Raspado. So, yeah.
Well played, Brenda. Well played. All right. Well, I'm signing off. Everybody, thank you so much for joining us. Mike, I will let you sign us out.
All right. Make sure you check out twogeeksandomicrophone.com. That is our hub to everything. You can get to our Facebook page, our Ko-fi page. Ko-fi page, we are planning special episodes of Two Geeks classic sci-fi over there. We haven't started yet, but I promise it's coming.
Right.
So yeah, if you want to support us, you can always support us on Ko-fi, or you can go to our merch page and get some cool merch. We have t-shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, all kinds of stuff. And with that said, I'm going to close this out. And like I always say, over and out, and may the Force be with you. Thank you for joining us today on the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast. Tune in next week when we will have more news and reviews. Until then,